It's summer break. And if you're feeling like you're drowning in screen time guilt while also desperately needing those devices to keep your sanity, this video is for you. I'm Sabrina Ragan, child psychologist and mom of 3 tech loving kids. Let's jump in. Real strategies that will help you limit screen time while also keeping your sanity. So first, let's get real about what summer break really looks like. Kids are out of school for about 10 to 12 weeks, depending on the school. That's about 70 to 84 days of having your kids home all the time. And while it is so enjoyable to be able to see them more, to play with them more, it also means there's so much more time for that boredom bug to set in and for people to need a lot of downtime to be able to re-regulate. If you're working from home, managing a household, or really just trying to maintain your sanity while your kids are at home, you need strategies that work. But here's what I want you to understand. Screen time is not the enemy. Unmanaged, unlimited screen time with no boundaries or balance is actually the issue. So this is what causes problems, but the screens themselves, they're tools. And when tools are used right with an intentionality, they're actually helpful and beneficial. Think about it this way. Screens can provide educational, creative outlet, social connection with friends, and they can also give you the space to be able to have a break so that you can be a better parent. The key is to be intentional in how we use them. So why do kids and adults get hooked on screens? There's actually a really, really good reason for this. We're not weak, we're wired this way, and your brain and your kids' brains are working really, really well. Screens give our brains quick hits of dopamine, which is a feel-good chemical that makes our brain say, yes, please, more. That's why our kids can watch 12 episodes in a row of a show on Netflix or YouTube, or have a meltdown when we ask them to turn screens off. It's not behavior, it's actually biology. Screens aren't going anywhere. And for our kids, it's actually the only world that they know. They grew up with screens. They're not just using technology, they're actually growing up alongside of it. That's why our job isn't actually to eliminate screens, but to teach them and guide them on how to manage screens, to learn balance around them, to learn emotional regulation strategies so that they can keep it as a tool and not experience it as a trap. So here's a guilt-free screen time plan that actually works. Step number 1, create clear time boundaries. Decide within your family what's an acceptable amount of screen time. Would it be an hour in the morning, an hour after lunch, maybe an hour before bed? And then it is the same set structure day after day after day, so the kids know that it's predictable and they know what they can depend on. After the hour, screens go off because this is the expected structure that you've put into place. Another useful strategy that goes along with setting time boundaries is to add visual timers. So you can use a timer on the stove. You can use tech timers that go along with some of the games that they're playing. I know the Nintendo Switch, you can build in parental controls that automatically shut off the video games once their time is up. By doing this, you're supporting their ability to regulate themselves so that they know how long that they've been playing and how much more time they have left. So it's so much easier to detach themselves and transition into a new activity. Over time, they will get used to this boundary and it will get easier and easier for them to be able to turn it off themselves without having a meltdown. Step number 2 is limit what they can watch, not just how much. So on this list would be TV and video games. And at the top of the list are the more acceptable ones that you're okay with them playing. And then closer to the bottom are the more zoning out, scrolling games that are acceptable to play, but maybe a little bit less priority. Step number 3 is kind of a creative one, but what you can do is match every hour of screen time with an hour of physical activity or an hour of time spent outside. It's not just about cutting screens, it's about replacing it with something. It could be setting up an arts and crafts station. Sit down as a family and compile a list of all of the things that they love to do, and then make a visual poster where you put all of these things on so they can see it. So when screens are turned off, they can go to this poster and pick one thing that they're going to do for that same amount of time they were on screens. Again, like the timer, you're making it visual, so it's easier for them to identify what they want to do and follow through in that transition. The more visual that you can make things, the more support in the transition you can give them, the easier that transition is going to be for these kids. Real life strategies that moms swear by. Strategy number 1, screen time tokens. This again is a strategy that actually makes things concrete, practical, and visual for your kids. Give them daily tokens. So 3 tokens could equal 1 hour, or however you want to mix that up. And then they decide how they want to spend them. They give you the token so that they can play the game. And once their tokens are gone, that's it for the day. Then they have to wait again for tomorrow. It's a fabulous strategy that makes things concrete, teaches them regulation, teaches them budgeting, and allows the tokens to determine when the time is up. And then you don't have to. It also puts the control of the video games in their hands, so they get to decide when they're doing it and not you. And developmentally appropriate control alleviates a lot of childhood behavior. So a lot of times when kids are anxious, having trouble with transitions, are really attached to something that they desperately want to do, they have to live in an adult world where they get limited ability to control or make choices. So when you can slide in the ability to make their own choices and to be in control of their world in an appropriate way, again, the less likely you're going to see meltdowns and power struggles and anxiety and a whole lot of behavior, because now they at least get a sense of control where they get to make these choices. Strategy number 2, no screen zone. For example, breakfast, lunchtime, dinner time, no screens. Bedrooms, no screens. In the morning before school, during the school year, no screens. Pick 2 to 3 zones and be consistent with them. So if dinner time is a no screen zones, that means that nobody, including yourself, gets to have a screen at the table. So you have to be able to put your phone away as well. Strategy number 3, 1 charging station. All devices go to 1 charging station at night. This way they're not scattered around the house, they're not in anybody's bedroom, and then you know what device is being used when and where. It simplifies so much. Strategy number 4, independent play is a secret weapon. Boredom is amazing. So many kids hate it. So many parents try to rescue their kids from it, but it's actually creativity waiting to bloom. Let them be bored. Give them loose things around the house that are totally random and disconnected, and send them outside and say, find some way to play with these things. It could be blocks, Play-Doh, string, cardboard boxes, you name it, whatever you have lying around, find a few objects and then ask them to go be creative with it, and then watch what happens. It is so good for them just to sit there, because the brain then works at trying to find something to do. And the more they're bored, the better the creativity. So allow boredom to happen and celebrate when it does, because it's a great thing for your kids' brains. Strategy number 5, replace screen time with real time. Teach your kids to help with chores, make dinner with you, plan different family adventures or games. Spend some one-on-one time with them and be present, but follow their lead. Let them decide what and how to play. They're not just screen replacements, they're connection builders, and they deepen that attachment relationship. And the huge benefit of this is that the more you can spend time with them being present, following their activities, the deeper the attachment, the easier parenting becomes, because they then feel so close to you that they want to please you. They will listen to your direction, and transitions will be easier. Handling pushback, because it's going to happen. When the pushback happens, when they start whining, when they start protesting and power struggling, stay steady, be consistent. That's the biggest piece of advice that I can give you. Hold your ground. Do not move, because over time, the pushback is going to be less and less and less as they realize the boundaries that you've set, you are going to maintain, and they can't break through them. What you can do is acknowledge the disappointment. Let them know you understand how hard it is to turn off something so fun. You can tell them, I know you want to keep watching. That show is so fun, or that video game is so fun, and it's kind of sad to turn it off. But let's find something that we can do together. With calm, consistent leadership that doesn't back down and maintains structure in a loving way, you are now teaching your child how to manage their impulses. And that is a skill that lasts forever. This is a skill that they're going to take through the course of their lifespan. So screen time doesn't have to be a battle, or at least not an ongoing one. And you can be okay with the limited amount of screens during the summer, especially to keep your sanity. So be okay with that. Banish the guilt and allow screens to happen. But with balance, boundaries, and a little creativity, they can be managed in a way that's healthy and helps everybody enjoy their summer. If you're craving more calm at home and not just around screens, but with meltdowns and power struggles and even those everyday moments that just leave you questioning your parenting skills, your sanity, your confidence, my Peaceful Family Challenge is actually the perfect next step. It's a short, do at your own pace that walks you through 7 days, answering some of the more common parenting questions, giving you some real time advice and strategies for some of the more typical but challenging parenting struggles. I'll link it below if you want to check it out. And when your child inevitably has a meltdown when you ask them to turn off screens, because you know it's going to happen, make sure to watch my next video on the #1 way to calm an angry child. I'll show you how to handle those big emotions without losing your cool. Hopefully you found something helpful. Comment below and let me know which one of these strategies makes the most sense to you or is a complete aha moment. I would love to hear from you. Until next time, have a wonderful time off with your kids.